Elite Series. Tonight's just going to be a single event. We have a full field of drivers, I believe 29 participating vehicles. Tonight's going to be 250 miles at Daytona. My name's Jonathan Leach. Joining me tonight is Sam Frazier for the SRM crew. This stream is being produced on both the Racers Elite Network and the SRM network, as well as you can see it live on Facebook. We figured we'd do something a little bit special. So time to go into the race info. Again, this is Daytona International Raceway. Track length is just under 2.5 miles. The track temperature is 78 degrees. It's really sort of a D-shaped oval, and the outside air temperature is 78 degrees. Sam, Daytona never disappoints. Racers Elite never disappoints. And their ability to put on entertaining shows and excellent racing comes through each and every time. These drivers are about to start their warm-up, and after that, we'll be underway to start racing here at Daytona. Sam, what do you like about being under the lights at Daytona?
Well, Daytona under the lights is just really special because the whole track is like truly lit up. I believe more than any other track like in the world. And seeing the cars, especially the ones with the most gloss on them, go around this track, especially on the backstretch, is just an incredible feeling. I've never been in person. I really want to, but just on TV and seeing the clips that my friends will send me off their phones, it's just like this track is just so special.
No, this is a special racetrack, and this is a special racing series. Drivers always want to get involved in this series any way, shape, or form that they can. They race Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which is broadcasted by SRM, but they do plenty more racing aside from that. You can see here it's Friday night. We're doing this single event. It's a payout event. The winner, second place, third place have the opportunity to win prize money based on their position, and there's also going to be a random giveaway from fourth on back, so that's worth mentioning as these drivers are preparing for this race. But drivers from all over the place come in to enjoy these events. We see drivers that are not only a part of the Racers Elite Series in this one, there's other drivers from other series that we broadcast, such as Greg McConey, Matt Metler. There's a handful of other drivers as well. DJ Daniels, a driver that I recognize from other series. Kinsley Smith is a regular for Racers Elite. Tons of different drivers make Racers Elite a part of their evening. And we can't forget the family members and friends and anybody that's riding on the cars with these guys that help make this happen. I tell you what, I'm really looking forward to this event. It's late, but it's under the lights, just the way it should be for Daytona.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You know, you going back to what you said a few minutes ago, Friday night. You know, I gotta say it, John. Friday night under the lights. Come on, that's exactly what this is, and these guys are about to put on a really good showing.
Friday Night Lights. It's not football season, but we still got Friday Night Lights. Instead, here it is, racing style. We're going to talk about the race here. It's 100 laps. These are Gen 6 cars. We haven't seen Gen 6 cars in a while, so I'm really excited. I thoroughly enjoyed Gen 6 racing back in the day when I raced instead of did my broadcasting portion here. Next Gen car is fun, but the Gen 6 is just... it's a driver's car. It's the only way to put it.
It really is. It really is. I have to agree.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I definitely agree with you there. Like, this car is, like, almost perfectly balanced out throughout all the tracks, especially on a super speedway.
It's a fun car, and you know, the air isn't as turbulent around the Gen 6 as they are the next gen. So that's probably going to make for some slightly more stable lines. In the next gen car, when it's much more turbulent air around the next gen car, it upsets it a little bit more than it does here in the Gen 6. So tonight is 17. There's a 17x incident penalty, 25x incident penalty might have you removed from the race. The drivers get one fast repair, full fuel, as many tires as they want, 3 green-white checkered attempts. And remember, this is not a league race. So that being said, because it's not a league race, we're going to see a lot more aggression than usual. I think we're going to see pit stops around lap 30 and around lap 65. Perhaps that'll be more like 35 and 65. That way, make 2 stops to get to the end. But I don't think this race is going to go caution-free for that reason in particular. This is a non-league race. Everybody's in it for the money. You can look right here, a couple drivers tuning in, people rooting for people, talking about Chris driving the number 99. Joshua Neal said good evening, said let's go Midwest Motorsports. Austin Smith, I want the money. A couple other guys saying, hey, everybody. So we got some people here. And, of course, there are other people on the other sources as well. I'm not able to monitor the Racers Elite Network actively for those comments, but I can monitor this one. And if you want to check out the Racers Elite website, we have that linked for you in the SRM YouTube description. Check out their website. They've got a lot of good information. Also, follow their YouTube. We're all about building our partners as well. But anyway, the warm-up is over, Sam. It's time now for 100 laps at Daytona, and we're going to have to go ahead and start this grid process here in just a moment. So drivers are getting on to the grid at this time. 30-car field tonight. DJ Daniel and Andrew Teft are going to roll off on row number 1. Row 2 is going to be Michael Smith and Paul Shaw. Row 3, Brandon Puffenbarger, Austin Smith. Row 4 is Brandon Honeycutt and Noah Hamilton. Row 5 is Diego Rodriguez and Truth Hoke, Joshua Neal and Kirby Wainscott. That's going to be row number 6. Continuing down the list, we have Kinsley Smith and Braxton Barrett, 13th and 14th. Greg McConey, that's a name many people are familiar with. It's not Jeff McConey, the owner of McConey Entertainment, but that is his brother. Then you also got Chris Blassie starting 16th. 17th is Alex Teft. Edward Sexton is 18th. 19th is Michael Smith. Drew Blaze is 20th. Sam, take on the rest.
Yeah, we got 21st, Marshall Harris. 22nd, Alan, well, I'll try this here, Feltler. 23rd is Mike Fahey. Number 24 is Ira Kohlhaas. Number 25 is Casey Gross. Number 26, is Spencer Hanneman. 27th is Johnny Thunders. 28th is Matt Metler. 29th is Dennis Kane. And 30th is Christopher Muse.
All right, folks, that's going to be the field as these cars are getting ready to go racing here in just the next couple of moments. Sam, what are your keys to being successful in this event?
Well, when I know that everybody's going to be super aggressive, honestly, I would want to fall back if I was near the front and then just kind of let everybody just kind of sort themselves out throughout the race, mind my own business, do my pit stops around the 3/4 mark, see if I can be super aggressive myself, make my way up. Everybody that would have crashed out is going to be crashed out by then. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I would do here.
You just kind of got to do what you can do as we're coming into turn 3, getting ready to go racing. Looking forward to this one. It should be rather exciting.
Yeah, it definitely will be, especially the opening laps always are. They should maybe settle out, maybe. I'm saying maybe because this is a money race by lap 15, but we will definitely see what happens.
Excuse me. All right, the pace car is going to turn down pit road. Ladies and gentlemen, be on your feet or be at your computer as we are under green here at Daytona International Raceway for the Racers Elite Racing Series. DJ Daniel and Michael Smith are going to lead the field down into turn number 1. You already see these machines being able to shove each other a little bit more than normal because that's just a key part of the Gen 6 car. We're through turn 1, already up to 185 miles per hour.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, these cars being able to bump and bang a little bit more. Something that you might see here is slam drafting. Basically, what that is when that car behind has enough of a draft, what drivers will do is that they'll get squared up, literally perfectly behind the car in front of them, and just slam into them, and that will cause the car in front to kind of get shaken up, and they'll be able to maybe make a pass depending on if they're able to slingshot around them or not.
Thanks for the insight. Andrew Teft leading the field with Paul Shaw in the 25 Toyota right behind him. DJ Daniels also on the low lane. We've got two distinct lines. The low lane winning out for now. The high side led by Austin Smith. That's a Racer's Elite regular. He's going to make the shift down to the low lane. Now, what I'm curious to see is how long will these guys single file out, and will they single file out? I sort of hope that they don't, so we keep this entertaining. But, you know, you have to make it to the end if you want the money. And these drivers told us in the the pre-race comments that they want the money. And you see multiple cars shifting down to the bottom now.
Yeah, I know a lot of these drivers are definitely going to want that cash prize at the end. And as we can see here, that outside lane, they're trying to make something work. I don't know how well cooperation is going to be between all these drivers, but if they can get the outside line to work, then we're going to see maybe not a super train, but more of a aggressive two lanes going.
Well, we're only on lap 3 down the backstretch. 203 miles per hour. Speeds, we don't see those speeds in the next gen cars.
No, we don't.
So 203 miles per hour is quite a bit faster. We're running 44 sevens around this racetrack, and it's much closer to the 48 second mark in the next gen car. So we are bad fast tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, want to thank you guys for tuning in to cheer on your friends, family, kids, spouses, cousins, whoever you're cheering on. Leave them a comment. They're going to go back and watch this event, and they love to see their friends and family mentioning them as they go. Let's take a look back here towards the rear of the field. I already got some guys that are sitting towards the back. Johnny Thunder being one of them. Casey Gross another. Christopher Moose. These guys, they just feel like, you know what? This race, there's going to be things that go wrong. Again, Dennis Kane, Matt Metler. We know Dennis Kane's a winner. Matt Metler's with him in the draft.
And we got one car already get a little bit, not sideways, but he got pushed really aggressive. I think that was the number 5. I don't know who pushed him. I was looking away. I saw it in the corner of my eye. That could have been absolutely massive. He's literally dead center of the pack right now.
Yeah, that was who you were mentioning. That's Brandon Puffenbarger in the 5 machine. But, you know, the Gen 6 car does a better job getting hit. It doesn't seem to break loose the same way that the next gen car does, or even the truck. And that's what makes the Gen 6 a lot of fun. It's very grounded. Obviously, the next gen makes it a little more of a driver's car, I suppose. It's a little harder, a little twitchier to handle. Obviously, different type of shifting mechanism. As we're starting to see that low line really prevail. Some guys still trying to make the high side work. But I do think we're going to end up being single file here pretty quick as this goes on.
Yeah, honestly, for strategy, that's honestly not a bad thing. Reason why is because super aggressive, too wide all the way around, you know, it's going to cause issues. There's going to be a lot of crashes, maybe, especially on something like this. I say that, but look at how these guys are just bunched up right now going into 3 and 4 right now. Good grief. And they're hitting like ridiculous speeds that you don't see in the next gen car, even when you modify it.
Now, these guys are absolutely cooking around this racing surface, and you almost forget about it.
It's so loose.
And you almost forget about it because we don't do this regularly anymore. It's just incredible.
Ooh, number 77 kind of overcooked it, trying to make him, not make a move, but trying to make a defensive outside move and slammed into a wall a little bit, got super loose, lost a lot of momentum there.
You
see some of these other guys in the arrow wake just shaking their car around. Whoa, that's the number 24. Gets bumped into from the rear, gets sent out into the grass. He's going to catch it and rejoin the track. Not a bad save.
Yeah, he's got looks like we got a little bit of a trading paints malfunction here. He's showing the 22 car. He's 24 for timing.
Hey, we got a crash. We got a massive crash.
Holy cow. Many drivers around the The green flag is still out. No drivers on the track. They're
It's
just going
still
to have
green
to
right
sort
now.
it out. Wow, look at that right there. Alex Teft involved. Let's try to get a look at this. So 4 wide right here coming out of the corner, and you see it right there. Numerous drivers
Yep.
off the racing surface.
Oh, grief.
Green we stay. Back to the front, Andrew Teft is leading. Brandon Honeycutt, DJ Daniel, Michael Smith, and Austin Smith is the top 5. That hurt about 7 drivers right there. And really more so even than that. Diego Rodriguez is now 18th. He's 14 points, 14 seconds off the lead right now. And the guys in that incident behind them are even further back. Drew Blaze being one of them. Looks like he's coming down pit road, probably due to some
Yeah, he's coming
damage.
in.
And
Yeah, he's
another
shaking
handful.
a lot.
Try to get a good look at that machine. Wonder if he's
Yeah, I
going to
think
take
it
his
might
fast
be.
repair now or not.
Get in the pit box.
Maybe he did, maybe he did not.
Yeah, I'm not sure, honestly. That's quite curious there. Is that a lap car? That's oh no, that is Blaze coming back on track.
We're going to get some cars kind of rejoining as we're on lap 10 of 100. 10% done now racing. As you know, side-by-side action. It's rather entertaining. It's good stuff. But we just know the real racing starts 10 to go. You know, now it's
Yeah.
just keep your car together, and we'll be here at the end of this thing. And the racing really starts once it's 10 to go. Again, thank everybody for being here. We got viewers on both sides of this. We have them on the... we have them on the Racers Elite side. We have them on the Facebook page. Or we had them on the Facebook page. That stream just went down, I believe. And we got them on our YouTube. So thanks for being here to cheer on your friends, family, and everybody else on this Friday night for, as Sam called it best, Friday Night Lights.
Yes. And by the way, if you're watching on the Racers Elite Network, I am monitoring the comment section, so go ahead and leave a comment down, and I will do my best to try and catch it when I do, because I do not want to take my eyes off of this action right now. The cars are like getting sideways coming out of 4. It's kind of crazy.
Well, different car, and maybe they're not used to driving the Gen 6 car. That's why the admin team, Andrew Teft, might have gone with a different car. You know, let's do something that people aren't doing regularly and see how that's working. Biggest mover right now on the field is Dennis Kane. I don't believe he qualified. Him and Matt Metler are just taking it easy, and they've picked up these spots because of that crash that happened earlier. Next driver who's been on the move is the 29 of Ira Kohlhaas. It's a Racers Elite regular. He's up 10 positions and kind of knocking on the door of the top 13.
Gosh.
Car gets right down below the yellow line. It looks like the 27 of machine, the 27 of Chris Blasi. You know, the guy's twitching around quite a bit. This is more of a gaggle than 2 lines.
It's like you've been saying, they're not used to racing these. As we got multiple cars sideways, cars in the wall, cars swung down and just came back up and hit another car. I don't know exactly who that was, but another multi-car incident. One car with massive damage on what looks like the right rear.
Trying to get an angle of it. I'm showing Joshua Neal might have been involved. And we're having a hard time focusing on that car. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
So yeah, you got 3 wide right here. They're just kind of bounce off each other. And that's going to bring out caution number 1.
Yeah, I don't know who that was that had that massive right rear damage, but I could see the sparks coming off of that car after he got it straightened back up. I think he may have already dove down in the pits.
Well, so the question is now is Does anybody in the field come down and pit? Do you come pit for gas? It does change your strategy a bit. You
I don't
can't
know.
pit here and make it one more stop. But do you just come down and take tires just because? I would say no.
I
Track
would
is
not
kind
take
of...
tires right now. It's not like it's too early for tires. Gas, maybe. If you're feeling lucky, I would do fuel and then see how far I can go with the fuel and tires. Because, like I said, you don't want to be in the top, at least the top, we'll say top 10 by the time the last 25 laps comes up. Because that's when these guys are going to be super aggressive. You're going to be in, you're going to want to be in the top 10 about like lap or with 15 laps left. You got multiple cars coming down. Michael Smith, followed by Andrew Teft, Brandon Honeycutt, DJ Daniel, and then Paul Shaw. Hey, pretty much the whole field, honestly. They're
It is
coming
the
into the
whole field.
pits.
Everybody leading, probably going to come down and take fuel, as we were just chatting about a minute ago. Tires doesn't really green like or under yellow like this. It doesn't hurt so much to get tires because yeah, you may or may not just give that track position up on based on your strategy. And and at the end of the day, on a hotter racetrack, I think they come in handy. But this racing surface, I believe, was 78 degrees tonight under the lights. I think you can get away with the slightly worn tires that you get here at Daytona.
You got a point there, and another thing being, no sun is out, so the track's not like melting hot. So honestly, tire conservation is a little bit better than it would be if it was, Daytona 500 weather setup where it'd be like sunny and 75. Well, honestly, probably hotter down in Daytona at that time of year. Uh, so yeah, taking tires right now actually may not be a bad idea, like you were saying. They could probably get those tires pretty far.
From my general experience, whenever I raced or when other people here from SRM raced or some of our leagues, they talk about 20, 30 laps on these tires. The only thing that's an issue is coming back onto the racing surface from pitting. When
Yeah,
you're really trying to get all you can get on the pit out, is you can loop it and it gets awfully loose. But once it gets some heat back in the tires, and you're on the racing surface, it's not so bad. I imagine fresher tires might give you a ever so slight advantage on controllability of the car in the draft, but probably not enough to really warrant it. But again, if you're going to come to the very back of the field, it may not hurt you to take tires. And we had a split
yeah.
opinion of that. We had some drivers in the front, gas only, maybe right sides, and a handful that did take tires. But again, under caution, it's easy to do that as you got drivers taking the wave around. Drew Blaze being one of them. Thought DJ Daniel was one. There he is. Joshua Neal being the other one coming around.
Oh, he's flying.
And 2.5 mile racetrack, you don't have much of an option.
Yeah. Hey, another thing that I noticed, because I've actually done a little bit of like testing myself, but these Gen 6 cars are a lot harder to slow down at speed than the next gen cars are, so he needs to be careful when he starts to catch up to the rest of the pack. He needs to let off a lot earlier than he thinks he does and start braking. Not as hard, but needs to start braking earlier, because those brakes are not going to want to slow that car down like he thinks they are.
We got to remember the rotors and the braking package and the tires or the wheels themselves are all larger on the next gen car. So I mean, there's much more braking ability. And also, I would imagine the independent rear suspension of the next gen car helps slow it up as well, as opposed to the Gen 6 straight axle. I'm no engineer, so I can't say for certain. Just driver intuition. Let's go back before we get started. Matt Mettler is up 17 spots, up to 11th. Ira Kohlhaas is up 14th. He's in 10th. Just waiting for that iRacing pace car to turn down pit road, as we're going to get started here after the first caution. In the case that there's another caution, folks, let us know who you want us to talk to. Get your picks in now, and we'll start asking them questions on the next one. Pace car comes down pit road into the restart zone for Smith, and Smith are on the throttle. Race fans, we're back underway here at Daytona.
Yeah, Michael Smith will lead Austin Smith, followed by Chris Blassie and then Brandon Honeycutt. Pretty, actually, decent gap behind them. Good grief. The top three of are kind of taking off. The rest of the pack will catch them, though, because that draft is pretty strong with these Gen 6 cars. These guys are like bumper to bumper right now. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6, basically locked in. Something I like about these Gen 6 cars is that they're easy to lock in and stay locked in compared to some of these other Super Speedway packages that you'll see, like the next gen car and then ARCA and even the trucks. As we can see here, these guys are like super aggressive right out the bat on this restart.
Yeah, you just see people making different lines and they're going to different grooves. At first, I thought it was rather tame, but you see right here, down, high, low side, high side, where should I go? It's almost like they're practicing early for how it's going to take to get to the front. Focusing on the 99 of Christopher Muse. Somebody was rooting for him. First comment, I think, on the stream was rooting for the 99 Ford Mustang. And you can see him right there on the high side running a fast and all paint scheme. As he's going to come down to the low side, tuck in just behind Kinsley Smith. Look at the run right there. And he's going to have to, he's going to get way off the throttle. And that's just, and that's crazy. So something you can do with the Gen 6 car, you can side draft and get really close to that inside line and almost be in that bubble by yourself. I mean, you're almost touching that right side of the inside car, but you can be a third car on the outside and hang on to that draft. And that's on the next gen car, you tend to just pull the air off the other car. And I don't believe the Gen 6 car does that. You engineers and the watching it, correct me if I'm wrong, or correct me if you just want to. I don't mind. But that closing speed was incredible. As the top 10 are single file at this point.
Yeah, John, did you see what just happened there with Muse? He just slam drafted the number 15 of, I think, Kinsley Smith. That's why you're talking. I saw 98 just come up on a crazy run. Didn't even try to slow down. Slammed into the 15. I was like, good grief. Slam drafting, all right. They did it. They do it IRL, and it works here in the sim, too, as we can tell.
You know, I mean, the only issue with the sim is you're reacting a little more with your eyes and the amount of feel that your wheel gives you. And depending on what your equipment is, it can be a whole lot or not so much. Look at Matt Mettler now up to the top 5. He's driving that number 9 Ford Mustang. And if you go a little further back, Christopher Muse up 20. You know, Blossie's getting some attention. That's Chris Blossie in the 27. He had trouble a little bit ago, but still running all right in 22nd. Seems to be, you know, after you get in trouble once, it's almost like you want to just relax and abide by your time and not get into anything.
See what we got here for at least the top 4. 23 is locked in behind the 45. He's he's kind of like sitting where he wants to sit right now. They're kind of like, they still got a lot of race to go. It's only 21 laps in. I don't blame him for not trying to make any crazy moves right now. Just kind of sit, let them know you're behind them. Try to keep that draft locked in so you don't lose any momentum or lose any places behind. Third place will definitely move up in the second if you lose any sort of momentum.
And it's not, you know, it's weird because we say momentum, you know, and here it's all about the draft. I mean, you're wide open, but it feels like it's a momentum thing, as if you were at, you know, say Kentucky, you know, or Homestead. But once you get off the throttle in the draft, that kills you. You know, and honestly, the checkup is terrible.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I keep saying momentum because that's kind of how the next gen car is at super speedways. If you don't have any, if you lose momentum, like that draft really ain't gonna save you with that next gen car. I've discovered. I keep forgetting that Gen 6 and back, that draft actually does help you a lot more than just momentum.
And it's got to be a horsepower thing because I believe that the next gen car was toned down
It
quite a
really
bit,
was.
and I hate it. But you know, the racing is a little better. You know, it keeps it more in the hands of the driver, I think,
Yeah.
and that makes things a little bit entertaining. But boy, it is not so fun when until you get to these tracks. We're doing 200 into the corners. I mean, that's just awesome. And we could even make this more interesting. You get the Gen 4 that's now on here. We're talking 213
I got
into the
caution out.
corners. Yeah, I'm showing Johnny
Yeah,
Thunders.
Johnny Thunders. Where is he? What happened to him? Well, these two just kind of tried to lock up with each other and maybe to catch the pack and just went wrong.
Yikes.
It happens.
There might be
It happens.
some. I mean, it's embarrassing, but I've done it.
Yeah, I have to. I have
Oh,
to.
you know what? I don't even know. You know, he didn't get to the outside of that quarter panel. It seems like the car just got away. I spoke too soon. Can I try to get a closer view of this here? No, okay. Just barely. The nose was barely on
Yeah.
that right rear. Just barely. And around you go at 200 miles an hour. Sam, this is going to be a good time. We're going to see if anyone's going to come down pit road. And I think we should pick a driver to talk to. I can't say who. I don't see if anyone's mentioned anybody. If you could check the group.
No one has said anything in the Racers Elite comments. But I kind of want to talk to. We should talk to Drew Blaze if he's not diving down in the pits.
Well, we'll go ahead and focus on that one machine of Drew Blaze. Wonder,
He's got that Tony Stewart strategy going.
you know, I almost wonder what's going on here in the draft podcast. One of his notes says that he is sponsored, so we might need to ask about that if we're going to give this guy some airtime. But we're going to check and see if he's going to come
Genuine
down
draft.
pit road or not. I don't expect people to come down pit road,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking they're going to for fuel purposes. Yep, they're going to pull everybody down. Here we go again. And so we're going to stay focused on the Drew Blaze machine since we're going to get a word in with him. Well, you know, Sam, it's going to be awfully hard to talk to a driver that's not in channel. So we're going to have to pick another driver.
Who is in channel?
So that's unfortunate. We were hoping to get a word in with Drew Blaze, but he's not going to be available to us. Perhaps somebody else. As drivers coming off pit road.
Dennis Kane. We've pulled Dennis Kane.
Austin Smith, Michael Smith, Brandon Honeycutt are going to come off. So whenever you're ready to bring the driver, the number 4, in, I think I have a good idea of what strategy he's going to tell you if you ask him.
I cannot pull people in on this server, so you're gonna have to do that because I cannot pull them, unfortunately. I don't have that.
You know what? I could a second ago, and I'm not showing the ability to.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, huh. Interesting. Usually I am on other, but...
No, but this is a new server for this event.
Yeah.
I thought that we had that. I double checked it, and I thought it allowed me to do it. That's my fault, but that's all right. We'll be able to talk to these guys after the fact. Not a big deal. So anyhow, you guys, if you got anything, comments, questions for us, you guys tuning in on all platforms, let us know. We would be glad to mention anything, mention you, or just answer any questions that you may have.
If you have any questions about geography or Waffle House, I'd be more than overly excited to answer them.
All right, you're gonna
just
have
throwing
to,
that out there.
You're gonna have to elaborate that now. Elaborate.
On
that
some of the other. some of the other broadcasts that I do for SRM, especially when with Liam and Angel, always Waffle House and something geography related comes up because those two talk about, oh yeah, this track is located here, and I don't really know how far it is from said city, and I'm like, oh, this track's here. It's like 45 minutes away from this city, and you go 45 minutes south, and you'll hit here and here from this highway. So yeah, I'm pretty good when it comes to geography for like pretty much any track on iRacing.
Huh. Well, where's the nearest Bucky's to Daytona? I think I have a good idea personally.
There's Bucky's. Honestly, thinking about it, it should be about like 45 minutes northbound on I-95. I'm pretty sure I am correct about that.
I know there's a Bucky's just in Alabama if you're on I-10, like in the Panhandle area. But I'm
Yeah.
not sure about Southern Florida. Certainly, they have them in Southern Florida. But I'm not super
If
familiar in the
anywhere, it would
Daytona
be
area.
like, honestly, maybe more than 45 minutes. Probably like a good bit. It might not. It probably is like on the Georgia Florida borderline, which would make sense if I think about it. Yeah, I think it is. I think I recall seeing one last time I was headed down to Daytona, which is for the Rolex.
I feel like I saw a sign in Florida once that says, just hold it a little bit longer. Bucky's
Yeah,
1,000 miles.
1,000 miles is
Could
crazy.
you imagine?
Oh, oh, I've seen a 556 miles, but that was for when I was driving to Nashville.
I mean, 1,000 miles is,
1,000 miles, like on a billboard, would actually be ridiculous.
yeah, that is just incredible. But it's Bucky's. Like, you have to. You have to go there. So, anyhow, coming out of 4, waiting for the pace car to come down pit road as we were bantering about Bucky's. It'll still be the Smith and Smith show. I think they traded places into the restart zone. We're back underway here at Daytona for the Racers Elite race series.
Yeah, Racers League Daytona 250 money race. Got Michael Smith, Austin Smith, 1 and 2 still. Brandon Honeycutt right behind them. I'm kind of curious if anybody's gonna try to make any crazy moves in the top 5, or they're just gonna hold position for now. Which it's only 28 laps in, John. I would hold position right now if I were literally any of these drivers in the field. Maybe if I was in the very back, probably maybe move up like try to move up 5 spots if I could.
You know, it might be worried about, or excuse me, it might be worthwhile to see, in my opinion, how long it takes to get to the front. But I mean, you're going to put
Yeah.
yourself in a rat's nest. And I believe you need to be up front. And if you can't be up front, you want to go to the back. But if you're in front of the problem, or if you're in the front 2 lanes, you're probably safe. You know, once you get 5th row back, you put yourself in a position of just nowhere to go, because the 4 lanes in front of you are going to fan out if something happens in front of you, and it
Yeah,
just
and
gets
you're gonna
worse
be
the
stuck.
further back you go.
Middle of the pack is like literally a nightmare. Like you don't want to be mid pack right now. Like it is not good. Real quick, Silver Bullet SS on the Racers Elite broadcast side of things says it's on 75 in Georgia. I don't think Florida has a Bucky's, which would make sense. Yeah, that kind of makes sense if I think about it. Bucky's is really meant to be the gas station you find in the middle of nowhere when you're like hundreds of miles away from civilization
You know,
on the interstate.
that might have a little something to do with the fact that for why they pay so well, because it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
You know, as us,
you have to
you know,
drive 45 minutes just to get there.
you know, Sam, you'll appreciate this as a fellow service member. I once saw somebody say, you know what, I'm not going to re-enlist. I'm just going to go work at Bucky's instead. I manage the same amount of people in my section, and I'll make a whole lot more managing a Bucky's.
Good grief.
I thought that was a funny thing. Gosh, Bucky's is like, you just got to go. But anyway, let's get off the topic of Bucky's. We're 3/10 of the way through this race. We're back to 2 wide racing. You see Diego Rodriguez trying to recover from that spin earlier. That caution helped him out. He's running 13th right now. This time we've got 2 distinct lines. 26 drivers on the lead lap. I believe 28 drivers on track. Boy,
See
so
here.
so the top 5 kind of single file, trying to get the outside lane going. So I'm curious to know, we haven't seen it get organized, and that leads me to wonder, can it get organized?
I don't know. They've been trying like literally for the past 20, let's see, 23, 24 laps to try to get that outside line moving. They can get it formed, but like the outside line just does not want to move. It's like it's stuck. Like they can get it formed, but it does not want to go up. I don't know why. This is actually kind of peculiar, and I've been trying to figure it out for like the past 15 laps. Why it's not moving up?
Oh, we're gonna have that 59 Truth Hoke almost get into the wall up there. He was kind of chasing that 15 of Kinsley Smith up the racing surface. Look at him get real loose. And he had to fight that
Ooh.
car back and forth right there. That could have been half the field. He does a really good job hanging on to it. And that could be part of what's stalling out that outside lane. But, it's not that much further around the track on the
No.
high side. So I'm not certain why it just can't really get going, other than maybe just a couple less cars.
They literally have not been able to make it more forward than 9. I say that as they shoot up like almost right. No, they are shooting up right beside Austin Smith. And okay, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, they are moving up now. I may have spoke way too soon. They are side by side now.
This is just how it works.
And Michael Smith.
And it's just how it works. When we start talking about something on the broadcast, you have the commentators curse. In this case, we talk about, oh, that lane can't get going. Now we just put that energy out there, and we willed it into fruition. As Greg McConey, one of SRM's own back in the day, is now leading this race. He's running that 12 Mustang. He's a Ford guy, lives downstate in Michigan, getting a big push by Braxton Barrett. Really nice 3M machine. Barrett's just going to kind of leave him out there because he wants to lead the race. So move Braxton Barrett, Greg McConey to the front row.
It is 2 Fords versus like a lot of Chevys. With Kirby Wainscott back there in 6th. I see him kind of working his way up. His name just shot up 2 positions as I looked at it. That's interesting. Yeah, it's literally Ford versus Chevy, pretty much throughout the entire field. Now I look at it, I didn't realize we only have 1, 2, 3 Toyotas in the field. 2 currently still on track in the race. So yeah, this is pretty much just Ford versus Chevy.
And what is it against? What's the deal here with Toyotas? Why don't we like Toyotas?
It's NASCAR fan base.
Speaking of which, what about Honda? We talking about that?
I don't know how I feel about that. Being a diehard IndyCar fan, I don't know. I'm biased against it.
That one sounds kind of weird to me, but that's fine. I like competition. I think it would be neat to see, and you got to give it the times as, wow, look at that move right there by the number 10 of Kirby Wainscott. He's got people in the fans that want us to talk to him, and unfortunately, we're not able to. But we'll do our best. We'll get with Andrew Teft and correct that. I went in to check, and I have the ability to bring, like, 2 people, but not the rest
96.
of the field for some unknown reason.
John, what's your thoughts on that number 96 livery? DJ Daniels' car? Paint scheme, I mean. Wrong series.
Going to be kind of hard to get an angle on it right about now, but we'll see if as it gets a little more focused.
It's a very aggressive paint scheme. Wounded Warrior project on the rear. Being a service member, I highly appreciate that.
There's a good view.
Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely amazing angle right here.
It's got a little bit of the World War II.
As we talk about him too, he's pushing up hard. Scheme. Yeah. This is a great angle. You can see how shaky these cars are.
The thing with this angle, though, it's like somebody put a video stick on the back of one of these cars. High-speed drone. It's virtual, folks. We can give you these shots.
Hey, Red Bull came out with a new high-speed drone that can keep up with the F1 car. I wonder if it can keep up around these cars at a super speedway.
Oh, you know, I think around here wouldn't be too bad. I can tell you with some of my aviation and air traffic knowledge that there's plenty of drones capable of 200, 300 miles an hour. And that's
Not
easy to
too
keep
much
up.
information here, John. Not too much information now.
Well, that's on the news, man. It's not like I... Yeah, I'm going to be quiet. But, you
Might as
know...
well just start publishing manuals at this point.
Oh, I wish I could, and I'm not really that adept when it comes to drone flying. So anyhow, Greg McConey, Kinsley Smith snuck his way up there, and he just kind of dropped back a little bit. He's on the outside of that high lane. They're coming up on lap traffic. This is when things always get a little bit hairy. I think it's going to be... Is it Johnny Thunders that they're coming up on? Not Johnny Thunders.
It is... Oh.
Right there, Brandon Puffenbarger getting
Yeah, he's
stuck
just
up
by
there.
himself. Number 5.
Puffenbarger, an excellent driver, won the other day, I believe, for the Racers Elite Series. I think that was actually yesterday, which was at Kentucky. I was in that race. And he's up in the wall trying to stay out of the way a little bit.
He's trying to stay out of the way.
And he's just going to scrape the wall a bit. Diego Rodriguez is going to check up and allow him room. So he's not going to lose the draft. And he's not in danger of going further down. But he's 10 laps down. I don't think he's going to recover from 10 laps. And, you know, what's worse is we know these guys have fast repairs. They each have one.
Yeah.
I don't think he was involved in 2 things. But you know how you check your fast repair or uncheck it so that you don't accidentally use it? I bet that bit him. I bet he got like an automatic tow.
Got me like that before.
Yeah, got an automatic tow and it didn't take.
Let's see here. This is a very... Everybody's kind of spread out. It's like wide right now. They're trying to form a bottom line again because the top line is solid, as we saw earlier. Now they're trying to get that bottom line formed up one more time.
And we're approaching
we got
20. We're approaching 20 laps on the fuel run, and I know they can go about 10 laps more than that. They got a big wiggle back there just behind Diego Rodriguez. I think it was Braxton Barrett. I could be, maybe it was Kirby Wainscott. But there's a big wiggle back there, and they held on to it. So we're on lap 42 of 100. We're going to step away briefly. This race is making great time. These guys know what they're doing. Respectful racing. If you haven't already done so, check out the Racers Elite website and check out their YouTube and go ahead and subscribe and follow to those guys. It's like, wow, check that out. We were trying to step away, but maybe we shouldn't with that giant wiggle from the 59. Truth Hoke. You know, we saw him touch the wall a little bit ago, and right there, that was a big wiggle.
Trying to get a breather, but these guys won't let us get a breather. Too much action on track. I honestly do not want to take my eyes away from the screen.
Yeah, things heating up. We'll give it just a few moments. Give it a couple more laps before we step away, folks. Because this outside lane has figured something out. Maybe it's just a different type of driver and the right guys had to get up there. Is Truth Hope going to make that move and come down to the low side? Who's it going to be? Somebody's going to do it.
They were thinking about it. But they were like, yeah, low side's coming, so maybe we should probably stick together here and not do anything crazy yet. Say that as, who is that? Yeah, Kinsley Smith's going to make a move from Greg McConey. He's going to lead the inside line to the front. Maybe.
Kinsley Smith, an excellent all-around driver. He saw an opportunity to get to the front, so he slid down in front of that number 29, or 50, excuse me, yep, 29 of Ira Kohlhaas. And Truth Hoke's now going to do the same thing, but he's not, doesn't seem like he's committed. He's kind of running in the middle. Now he's down to that yellow line, and Greg McConey's still out front. Greg McConey, another excellent super speedway racer. He's won from running up front numerous times on super speedways. Kind of backing up to the field right here. Might be a little bit of a checkup. And, you know, that has to go. You can't get too far out in front of these guys as they will come and take. They will come back to you in a hurry and overtake you. So coming to lap 45, we're gonna step away for a brief moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We are back alive here, Daytona Under the Lights, for the Racers Elite Daytona 250 money race. And well, before we went on that little break, Greg McConey and Truth Hope were 1 and 2. While now, DJ Daniel and Drew Blazer are 1 and 2. And I don't know if you guys were able to see on that side by side, but there was a lot of bumping and banging and moving around. And one car got shot down on the inside. One car already got shot to the inside right here, right now. I don't know who that was. But Diego Rodriguez kind of got bumped down, moved back. Or I think it was, heard that there was a little glitch earlier. That may have been somebody else. No, it was the 42 that got bumped down and moved back. Maybe no, 45. I'm sorry, Michael Smith. I honestly don't know what happened there, but that is shaking up like this entire thing, almost back to pretty much single file racing now because of that happening. Matt Metler has shot up 21 spots overall. I was noticing him moving up a bunch of spots throughout the entire not that entire break. He moved up, I think, about 6 extra spots, maybe 5 or 6 spots. So yeah, we got DJ Daniel in front, followed by Drew Blaze, Greg McCooney in third, Truth Hoke in fourth, Kensley Smith in fifth, and that's your top 5 at the moment as it sits. Ira Colehouse has made 18 spots up from where he started. And right now, we kind of just have one single file line at the bottom going. We got the number, looks like the number 28, I believe. Yeah, 28, Braxton Barrett in that Ford. Just kind of by himself on the high line. Don't know what he's doing up there. try back off maybe and slide in between the number 9 and the 10 as he does right there. As I said, you got the pack coming up on a lap car here. I think that might be Johnny Thunders. It might be over halfway. Lap number 51 out of 100 laps, 250 miles. Braxton Barrett's definitely trying to make out spots here. He's making that pretty clear. He's out here looking and trying to get a run. Be best to stay where he's at right now as we pass this lap car, number 60, Johnny Thunders. Thunders struggling throughout this entire race. Had a little bit of an incident back on lap 24. He got turned into the wall trying to catch up with one other driver. Nothing crazy. It did cause a caution. It caused interesting pit strategies to happen. So basically what we got right now is just pretty much the whole field is sitting where they're at. Nobody's trying to swing out and make a second line, although I think it will happen on the outside line here shortly. They'll wait for pit stops to come back in too. Once they pit, they will definitely get that line back going. Looks like the number 15, Kensley Smith, was looking to the outside. Yeah, Kensley Smith is being really aggressive right now. He's probably going to try to make that outside line because he keeps trying to sling himself out there, but nobody follows him. So when they do, he'll hold it out there and hopefully gain a lot of momentum in the draft to basically move up in front of these guys. Braxton Barrett is still trying to make moves by himself, getting a side draft. Maybe it's not really. It kind of worked out for him. He's made up 2 spots so far.
So
he's up in the 8th now.
So you know, Sam, we're single file. We're on lap 55. We're about 30 laps away, or 30 laps from the last time these guys came down pit road. They will not make it to the end if they pit right here, and I don't think they can get far enough to make it to the end. So at what point do we pit? And I've got to start to think that maybe this bottom line is starting to come around because these guys are starting to think about it. Numerous teams are in this field, and I won't be surprised if we start seeing some guys peel off and come down pit road in the next 5 to 7 laps.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about while you had stepped away, is that these guys are single file right now to hold position because they're thinking about pit stops. I know Kensley Smith is wanting to make an outside line. He, well, like 3 or 4 times over the course of 2 laps, he slung himself out trying to get people to follow. So we got the number 10 go way into the infield here on the backstretch. Don't know what that was all about. Don't know if he got bumped a little bit too hard, if he had issues, or what's happening.
He's all sorts of out of whack right here.
You don't think? No. Okay, no, he's not. I don't know what happened.
And that's quick number 10 machine, Ford Mustang, Kirby Wainscott. He is outside of the draft. He is all by his
He's gone.
lonesome.
He's lost it. He completely lost it. We got those lines coming back. Kensley Smith and DJ Daniel making aggressive moves on Drew Blaze and Ira Kohlhaas.
There's that mean-looking 96 of the DJ Daniel machine from the front. That does look...
It looks pretty sick from the front. Especially leading the pack right now. That's, like, actually really sick.
Yeah, it's got some, like, P-40 Warhawk green color. P-40, of course, being a World War II aircraft, kind of the predecessor to the P-51 Mustang and the P-47 Thunderbolt. We're getting into my history nerdness now. So outside lane working now, so I guess you just need, it depends who's up there. Notice that the guys that are up there are the guys that have been up front the whole race now.
Yeah, Smith is definitely taking advantage of both lines, especially Kennedy shoots back down the inside to get ahead of Braxton Berry here and DJ Daniel. Very interesting stuff by Kensley Smith. He's playing it very, very, very smart, but also super aggressive. Braxton Barrett's also been super aggressive. He's made his way from... I've watched him go from 8th to 2nd here within the last 4 laps. That's actually crazy how fast he got up there.
So we've got the Smith team back here. Michael Smith Jr., Austin Smith, and Michael Smith.
Huh.
They are 17th and 18th. I wonder if that is by design. And I tell you what, all three Smiths are in the same channel.
Interesting. I want to know what is being said in that channel right now. Just kind of want to like peek my head in, just kind of listen in what's being said.
Well, let's call it 61 pit stops. That's what I think.
60 pit stops.
Yeah, I mean, they can't go any more than 35 laps.
Yeah.
So.
I'm saying 60. I'm sticking with 60.
And you see everybody getting down to the low lane right here. So we know that they've got to be coming. It's just who's going to start it. What team is going to start it? And I would much rather be the team that goes first, not the team that goes second. I used to be the other way around. But I've noticed that when you're already up to speed with the other guys coming onto the track, you usually seem to turn out a little bit better that way.
Yeah. Let's see if they come in next lap. I think they will. They're not coming in this lap because they're too fast right now. I have a feeling they might come in this next lap, though.
Well, Daytona's got a long enough area that they can come in kind of full speed. They can take that corner all the way, come out of 4,
Whoa.
and then get off the throttle. A lot of movement up front there.
Barrett. Braxton Barrett got super wiggly right there trying to come down to cover the inside line.
Don't have any insight right here. Lap 60, 6/10 of the way through, just under an hour for race time. Drivers approaching green flag pit stops.
They're coming in this time. Watch, it's gonna happen. I said they would, so they have to. Not commentators, Chris. Commentator, Colin. Please come in, please, please. Somebody, anybody. Oh, come on.
They are not coming down pit road this time, and that leads me to think they're not going to come by this time either. You know, 25,
I don't know.
25 to 60, that's 35 laps. They go 3 more laps. They might be able to stretch this to the end.
If they come in on this lap, John, I will buy you a Waffle House dinner.
I guess you'll have to wait till October.
Ooh.
Or we can go to Indianapolis next month.
You mean month after next, right?
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Or
it's
is
May.
April not a thing anymore?
It's May. My mistake. Oh, boy.
Braxton Barrett is super wiggly. He keeps hitting the bottom. Don't come in, please. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think we're gonna get to around lap 63 now, 64, and I think they can make it from the end there. Guys, all over the place right here. Looks like they're gonna let those guys on the high side in. Wow, things are just looking like chaos. They must be setting up to come down this time, or next, or we're wrong again.
You never know. Well, look, we're gonna find out one at some point. They're gonna come in at some point, so we will figure that out. We just gotta wait and see at this point. I don't think we can guess.
It's almost like they know something we don't.
Or maybe they're listening into us and are just like, let's see how far we can stretch this. Nope, not this time. None of them. None of them.
At this point,
wow.
Completing lap 63, I think they can get to the end with this stop. I didn't think they could go this far on 100% fuel on the Gen 6 machine. Either. We're doing 206 miles per hour, 9,000 RPMs. Yeah. I thought 35 laps was the limit of the fuel run.
That historic
what I know.
Single file train Gen 6 line super speedway.
This looks awfully
Look at that shot.
Organized.
Look
right
at that
here.
Shot.
Here we go.
Here he is.
63. Oh boy.
Good
no
grief.
one goes with him.
He needs to like.
Oh,
whoa,
gosh,
7 sideways. Number 7 got sideways. Number 9 spun out, probably panicking. Well, I think the 9 probably panicked when he saw the 7 in front of him, literally completely sideways and sliding like super far.
We got other drivers already get ready to come down pit road. We'll revisit that. Oh, we might have had time. I imagine these guys are going to come down now. That group right there was a small group of cars, and they were very spread out. I don't think that's gonna work for them. Anybody? Any more takers? More
Some
takers
more
from the
people from
back?
the back.
Diego Rodriguez, Dennis Kane,
Who's
Noah
gonna slide
Hamilton.
sideways? Here's a 9. I literally, as I said that, he slides sideways. I guess 24.
We have
Oh,
two different nines. We have a
yeah.
nine.
Well, a purple 9 and a blue 9,
Yeah, and I think that's Noah.
or a
Is it
green
Noah
9.
Hamilton?
What? They cannot
Oh,
get in the
we're
pits right now.
still
What is
sliding
happening?
everywhere. The 26 around.
Look, it's like I was
Chris
saying.
Blasi,
These
the
Gen 6
43.
cars are a lot harder to break with than the next gen cars. Oh, 27 just slammed into his pit wall. Coming in, he just slammed into his pit wall.
This is chaos. Yeah,
This
you
is
see it right
fun.
there.
I
And now he's
love
going to have
chaos.
to
I live
back
for
up the
chaos.
27 in rough shape for Chris Blasi. What's happening next?
Whoa!
More
Whoa!
sliding cars.
Braxton Barrett got super sideways, but caught it. What is this, the All-Star race?
Oh, man, look at the wiggles
Kenzie
right there.
Smith. Kenzie
Oh,
Smith
look at
and
this
Braxton
again.
Barrett. And they're sliding sideways. Oh, this chaos. They're chaos in the pit lane. Oh, I have it. This shakes up everything. This shakes up everything. The Smith team. The Smith team. With Joshua Neal leading them. What are they about to do? Let's see who slides sideways. Let's see if the 42 will slide sideways. Commentator's curse, maybe? No? Okay. They got lucky that way. Yeah. Ironically, all the Smiths made it through very cleanly. Well, hold on now. They haven't made it to pit box yet. 82 got in. Yeah. Dang. No issues. Can you imagine a Smith 123? Well, Smith Jr. Smith Jr. Hey, good luck. Putting that in notes. Yeah. Yeah. Absolute chaos. You know what's funny? Really? Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. That pit lane chaos has just caused more chaos. It's like the car tomorrow era Super Speedway race right now, where all these cars would pit and they just be spread out across the track. What is happening?
That brings
Memories?
back some
Oh,
memories.
look, I grew up with car tomorrow. I would literally pay NASCAR trillions to bring it back.
You know, I just realized something so saddening, Sam. In my excitement, I grabbed my microphone and I muted it for some who knows how long. In that chaos. Oh, that's
No
terrible.
way.
Yeah, no, I can't believe that. Now, I've got one of the top microphones on the market. I shouldn't be able to accidentally mute this thing. That's so
How on
unfortunate.
earth?
Sorry, folks. I know you had to listen to
That's
Sam only.
how.
That's so sad. But we saw a lot of craziness happen right there on those pit stops.
Anyway, show goes on. Andrew Cheft and Drew Blaze 1-2. Ira Kohlhaas, Truth Hulk 1. Or wait, no. Ira Kohlhaas, Truth Hulk 3 and 4. Uh, and then Kinsley Smith is just kind of there.
Oh, man. Boy, that's agitating. But anyway, like I said, show goes on. I went back to see how much we missed, and we missed a chunk. But anyway, so top 5 is a group. The next 7's a group. Then you got a group of 3 and a group of like 5. We're super spread out. Everybody can make it to the end from here. The question is, will there be another caution with this group? I find it hard to believe they're going to see a caution with a group of 5. But I do think that second group led by Austin Smith is a touch faster than the first. So we're still going to get back to about 12 cars together.
Hear me out. Braxton Barrett, Matt Medler slam into each other. That causes a little bit of chaos. Christopher Muse panics and then gets into the wall by himself. Absolute major caution. Field gets back bunched up together. Restart for the rest of the race.
I don't know why you're going to single out some drivers like that, but if you want to, I mean.
Look, it's a money race. You got to do what you got to do as a commentator.
Feel free.
It's not a points race. It's a money race. All cards off the table, not just for the drivers, but for us as well.
That's true. All the cards are on the table.
Look.
They are out of whack, aren't they?
They're bumping. Look, let's stay here. I want to see what happens going into 1 and 2. Watch. Let's see what happens, folks.
Sam's calling it. He thinks this is the disaster waiting to happen with this group of cars right here. But they have no choice. They've got to be aggressive. They've got a ton of ground to make up.
And that's why I'm saying, because they're like that, literally the middle field pack, so they have no choice but to try to catch up to everybody else.
And they are running faster than the three cars in front of them. And they're struggling to get organized, which makes this a little bit tougher for them. But now they're a group of 6. They can get organized here.
Caution out.
Going Alex Teft.
No way. You're lying.
Let's see here. Holy cow! What happened up in this area?
What is happening? It's like 3 wide again. There it is.
Oh, there. Yeah, Truth Hope
so
in the 10.
It's exactly what I said would happen, just a totally different group, though.
It's almost like
that was a hard hit. On the
he just didn't know they were there.
82.
So they're getting way out of whack. Truth Hope's on the low side. And, I think he just gets close to that 10 car. And then the 10 somehow just pulls the 59 the rest of the way around. And then obviously we're in the wreck from that point.
one car hard in the wall. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways,
Wow. That was rather intense, I might add.
this whole race has been intense. I don't think I've witnessed a race like in a while. This is fun. Like actually legit.
Stops. Some guys coming down for fuel. Might as well grab tires if you're coming down. Other guys staying out for their track position. I'm all right with this. I'm cool with getting a little bit of fuel. I know you got fuel to the end, or tires, or maybe even repairing some damage. We'll know what's happening with these guys in just a few moments. DJ Daniel, Noah Hamilton, Neil, Barrett, McConey. Lots of names. Still missing.
Sunset. 60 cars.
I think someone's going to need a supercomputer to run that. I think everybody's going to need a supercomputer to render that. I don't know. I mean, I could put a better graphics card in here. Probably be all right. That would be insane.
I have a laptop.
Are we gonna make it interesting? Are we gonna throw Gen 4s and COTS in the mix?
No. COT only.
Oh god.
218 mile-an-hour average. Oh yeah, I did forget. There is no. Okay, yeah, I forgot. It is iRacing we're talking about. Yeah, 235 average, 220 without the draft average.
This is just absolutely insane. And yes, I said absolutely. My pet peeve. Could you imagine?
I want to know. I'm gonna try to get a sponsor. It's like contact some of these leagues. We're gonna have to combine 2 leagues to hit 60.
Oh, we can do that. That's not. I don't think that's that difficult. We can put some ridiculous race together.
$1,000 payout.
Is that coming out of your E4 wallet?
Like my entire paycheck.
Yeah, I know it's your entire paycheck.
Hear me out. $1,000 payout only to the winner.
I think you're gonna have
Everybody else back doesn't get it paid out.
No one's gonna finish the race. That's gonna be like that thing where somebody posted, or NASCAR posted, Dale Earnhardt, Kyle Busch in their prime. They're like, who wins it? Kyle Busch comments, neither's gonna see the white flag.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or was it the checker? That's what that race is gonna.
No one's
gonna
see the checker. Yeah. So that's the point. I want to see true chaos.
Well, if there's going to be true chaos, there's only one driver that's going to sneak through, and that's Matt Mettler.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I've seen this guy go from like 25th to a top 3 in true chaos.
You say that now, but when we go to this restart, we're going to get like to the backstretch right here, and he's going to get spun out and slam into the inside wall. Like hard. Like really, 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 really hard.
I mean,
like I said, this is not a points race, so cards off the table. Sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm singling out drivers here. Good luck. You know what you signed up for in this race.
So the calm before the storm. We're going to come back to lap 79. We're back together. Kind of a mulligan from the chaos of the green flag pit stop. Glad we had it. Doesn't matter anymore. Now, take a deep breath. It's the last one you're going to get. The pace car is going to turn on the pit road. Andrew Teft and Drew Blaze lead the field into the restart zone. Grab your popcorn. Get on your feet because it's back to racing here at Daytona.
4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, all Smiths in their last name. 6th, Smith Jr., that's it.
It just seems so like these cars take so long to get up to speed, but they don't. It's just the sheer size of the track.
Yeah.
It seems like they're crawling. Now we're down the backstretch at 186 miles per hour and climbing. The middle of the field's already at 197, 200 for Greg McConey.
Good grief. Well, Matt Mettler did survive half of a lap, so that's something. Oh, wait,
Oh man, that's a
wait.
big bunch. Look at Rodriguez in a rough position right there in
Ooh.
that 22. Wow, that's tight. Now, of course, DJ Daniel in the middle. These guys are going early. They're trying to get to the front with 20 to go instead of, the typical 10. I think there's a turn right there. The 26 gets turned,
Yep.
collects the 82,
Wow.
the 9.
There it is.
Metler's involved.
Butler's gone.
82 spinning. Still
Okay,
wrecking
so
behind him.
yeah, Butler survived a few more, or one more lap. He survived a lap longer than I thought he would. That was a lot of cars involved.
You can see it again right here to watch it develop from the perspective focused on the 22 of Rodriguez. They're just getting close, back and forth. It looks like some netcode involved.
Yeah.
And the 82 just gets tossed.
Was that Puffin Barger that slammed into the 82? Or the, is it the 82?
I don't think he really slammed into him. It's just...
From that angle, it did look like he was absolutely brain. Like, it was like, I'm not saying he did it on purpose, but like he didn't have time to react. Type of slammed into. What an angle.
Now this is going to be... We're going to see him in front of us here. This is from the view of
Yeah, see
Puffin
what I
Barger,
mean?
but he's
That's what I
gonna
was talking
smoke
about.
him. Oh, okay. I misinterpreted
He didn't have
what you meant.
Yeah.
And he gets right back
He
on
didn't
the
have
throttle,
time to
too.
react. And he already kind of had damage, so might as well. Full send.
Folks, thanks for being here. Did you expect anything less? We got plenty of viewers on both sides. Facebook, the Racers Elite Network here, as well as our SRM one. Did you guys expect anything less? Because things are just about to become even more chaotic.
20 to go right now.
Yeah, we'll get back with about, I'm assuming 18 to go. I think it's just going to be wild.
Some crew chiefs for some teams right now are probably throwing their headsets across the pit lane and taking their clipboards and absolutely just chucking them back deeper into the infield.
Well, you're certainly frustrated right now if you're up front. And you're certainly frustrated that every one of these restarts is another opportunity for more chaos to ensue. In fact, I'm hearing cars kind of bang into each other throughout the field. But let's take a look at Christopher Muse here in that 99, up 23 spots. Metler up 18. Dennis Kane up 18. Cole Haas up 22. Yeah, that's incredible. And smoked down 14 spots. You know, Austin Smith even keel. Started 6th, is 6th.
You know, calling the guys who are absolutely struggling right now losers is kind of crazy, John. I would say you had a little bit of bad luck, but you were just like, let's look at the losers here. I was like, good grief. I thought what I was doing was bad.
What you were doing was bad. You were singling out people. They just losing on the racetrack. Can't help it. Well, I mean, we could sort of help it, but if we don't talk about them, it won't happen. Nothing will go wrong. Anyhow, so I lied. They get to take another deep breath here. Whether they do so or not is up to the driver.
It's not just them, it's everybody watching this right now.
Oh, there's definitely people back home watching this, hoping that their significant other is gonna win a little bit of cash. So, based on a 40-car field, the winner would have received $150, $100 to second place, $50 to third, and $50 to a random driver, fourth on back. There's 28 cars in the field. I'm not going to start prorating anything that's not my place to do so. So the number goes down a little bit, but you're still going to get a chunk of cash for enjoying something fun.
You still get something from your local Waffle House.
Yeah,
cash,
I mean, that's...
by the way.
Just
sling that out there.
There's some fun stuff happening here.
Look, if you don't get chili with your waffles, are you really having the true Waffle House experience?
I mean, no.
Come on, John, you gotta try it at least once.
Well, we'll do that in Homestead. That's the way we'll do it. Do it in Homestead.
Got some of the guys trying to catch back up with the field as they enter 3 and 4 right here. I know it's the number 10 because it's like most very yellow car in the field. Or the most yellow car. I don't know why on earth I said it like that.
Because you're struggling to breathe too, just like these guys. As we're
My heart rate
rounding,
is flying.
I wonder what mine is on my heart rate monitor on my watch. You know, we're connected more than ever these days. I wish we had heart rate monitors for sim racers. I tell you what, they go up. Your heart rate goes up sim racing when you get in these close quarters at these big racetracks. Pace car comes down pit road. Andrew Teft, Ira Kohlhaas, Kinsley Smith, Drew Blaze, Michael Smith is going to be the top 5. A little bit of a tire spin right there for Ira Kohlhaas on the outside. Kind of gets it back together. The high side's going to be going to lose out a little bit.
Kinsley
Big push.
Kinsley Smith being super aggressive right now. Not giving any breathing room to Andrew Teft right now.
None given, none required down the backstretch at 190 miles per hour, approaching 200 in the middle of the pack. Can't imagine Greg McConey in the 12s going to stay back here for much longer, or DJ Daniel. One of them going to risk it for the biscuit and take it to the inside. Noah Hamilton and Matt Metler both running 9s.
All right, Kohlhaas is in first.
Oh,
whoa, what is happening here? Muse is involved. Daniel's
involved. We're going to keep it green? I think we're going to keep it green.
Nope, Costa's out. 99 just got airborne a little bit. Rodriguez was like literally under him. What happened?
And race control taking a moment there to decide, wanting to keep this race green if possible.
Oh, that was really hard hits too. Oh, Metler involved. 26 involved.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, wow.
Rodriguez just smokes the number 99, and the bad luck continues for the 22.
Maxim.
Well, you know, these money races, they start getting a little chaotic. But it's sheer entertainment. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
It's race entertainment. Want to thank the Racers Elite Series. Thanks Andrew Teft, who's running 5th. Thank all the other admins that help make the Racers Elite Series go. Sam, thanks for being here tonight. And, of course, the friends, family, wives, girlfriends that let their people sim race. The competition's real. These guys they get into it. It's not just a game to them. It's real competition. These guys are getting excited, and truly, thank you for letting them do it.
Well, that was chaotic. Like, very chaotic.
And got just. Yeah, that was chaos. We're not going to see anything less. We're going to continue to see chaos. There's just no other way around it.
Genuine question. Has iRacing just made it impossible for stock cars to flip nowadays?
I don't think so, because I remember a race a while back. And I believe it was a Racers Elite event. We were at Indianapolis. So Thursday, Daniel Paulus was the commentator. We had a guy hit the inside fence on down the backstretch at
What?
Indy
Oh.
and got stuck. Like he flipped upside
Oh.
down, stuck in the catch fence.
Huh. Yikes.
Let me go back and check my notes here. If I see if I
Don't
can't
think
remember who it was.
don't think fast repair can help you there.
No, you were just stuck. It was Thomas Stanley at Indy. With 20 laps to go, he flips multiple times. Never saw anything like it, and he got
grief.
stuck in the catch fence.
Of course, it's Indianapolis where it happens.
Oh yeah, gosh, I wish I had that footage on speed dial and we could just pull it up. That would be incredible.
I realize that number 4 has a very beautiful Budweiser paint scheme. Although I do have a Coors Banquet next to me, so it's kind of awkward.
So Dennis Kane, Ira Kohlhaas now largest movers. Nobody currently in the same position, and I say that Noah Hamilton is. Noah Hamilton is in 8th, and he started 8th.
Huh.
Johnny Thunder's back in 24th, about 3 laps down? 3 laps down or so, up 3 positions. Unfortunately, he's ran out of fast repairs, and, you know, I mean, that last hit was certainly enough to destroy that race car.
Pace car lights are off, so we'll definitely be going green once he comes back around again. In that lap, full rotation around Daytona International Speedway.
So I just want to mention, they're doing 70 miles per hour right now. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go around the track right here. And when we're up to speed, it's a third of that to get around. I mean, less than a third, actually. 44 seconds. I'm showing the fastest lap was a 44:02. No 43s. That's so close. Noah Hamilton has that. 44:02. I'd love to see a 43-second lap.
They're moving so much, I don't even think that'd be possible, honestly.
It'd definitely be tough. And it would have to be someone in the middle of the pack who gets a big run to make that happen, I think. Up front's
Well,
not
he'd have
gonna...
to not check up. He would have to, like, have a big run plus slingshot at the right time.
It would certainly require a bit of help.
Like, he'd have to be doing the slingshot going into 3 and 4 from the backstretch, like, perfectly timed.
All right, folks, put those hands together. Wish for a little bit of magic as the pace car is about to turn down pit road. Stand up on your feet if you're a virtual guy in the stands, or just kick back, relax, and enjoy the chaos that's on the way. As we're back to green flag racing here at Daytona for the Racers Elite Series, Ira Kohlhaas getting a big jump by about 2-3 car lengths in front of the field. That gap is eliminated as fast as I can say it, and we're into turn number 1.
Good grief. Alright, Kohlhaas leading Austin Smith, followed by Drew Blaze and Michael Smith Jr. 4 Chevys, Andrew Teft the only Ford in the top 5 here. Let's see what is going to be done. Low line looks like it's... Well, I don't even know if you want to call that a line. They're kind of like spread out. It's a big gap here.
Yeah, a bit of a gap, you know. So we're seeing right here, people are expecting more things to happen. And you know what? There it is right there. Casey Gross coming down pit lane. Maybe there is a penalty needing to be served.
I think there is. I can't formulate any idea why he would be coming down.
And so
for like anything.
So now we've got gaggle racing again. We got 3 cars that are about 3/10 ahead of 5 cars that are also about 6/10 ahead of 4 cars, and then that group is a half second ahead of another 4 cars.
Is this 2011 with the car tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, it's oddly spread
Whoa,
out. Now it's going to
caution's
come
out.
back together. There you go. It's back together now. Chris Blasi. Chris Blasi
Didn't
having a
even.
lot of people rooting for him, and just not his night. Trying to. There we go. Dennis Kane there. Also the 25. Holy cow. Look at that
Wow.
impact.
Whoa.
Paul Shaw.
Whoa.
Holy moly.
Think we can see that again?
So Dennis Kane comes down. Paul Shaw goes up. And it just, him and the 27 Beyblades down the backstretch at Daytona.
Oh.
All right, so I'm seeing a trend. 6 caution. We're going to get a couple laps, and we're going to have another one. Now, if I was to look back at the last 4 laps of Nürburgring, the trend states that chaos shall ensue.
And left. Gonna be 8 left when we come to green, I believe. I think. Pretty sure I called that right.
I don't think there's going to be many takers for pit road. On Dennis Kane, Blasi. Yeah, we'll probably get the, I believe the lights will turn off this time around. Diego Rodriguez saying his race is over. Unfortunately, we sort of kind of expected that. You know, talk about a resilient car and driver there. You know, we got, how many things has that machine been in tonight? That 22. You know, 22 paint scheme. It's 24 on track, but tons, and he just kept digging to stay out there. And you know, and that's something that we love as a fan and as a racer. You know, and as a league, you have trouble, but you stay in it, and you're out there for entertainment, and you're getting everything you can get. And I do appreciate that as a driver, a former league admin, as the broadcaster, you know, and as a fan. It's so much fun. We have 28, 30 cars on on track. I was about to call it a field. This is obviously a track, but
yeah,
you know, it makes things exciting.
Let's see here. Lights still on the pace car. So that means that once it comes back around, it should go off this time. Good. Getting a little sleepy.
Now we're taking
definitely not from this race.
We're taking our break here. I don't know, man. I think this race is using up a lot of energy in short bursts, and we go from this calmness right here into just utter madness. And we're not done with the utter madness.
You know, racing continues. For me at least. I actually have my own race tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, it's a running race. Doing a 5K in Nashville.
Oh, are you? Is Alan joining you for the run?
Yeah, absolutely not. I have to be up at like 4:30 to leave the apartment at 5 to pick up my packet at 6:30. And then I'm meeting Alan after that.
Well, I'm glad you two are gonna get to get together for the festivities. You know, 5Ks are a good time. I enjoy them. The problem is you're going to
short and sweet.
You're going to a big place. Someone's gonna run like a 16. and it's just gonna
Yeah.
be like, wow. You
When I
know,
see Alan tomorrow, I'm gonna definitely mention this race to him. Just be like, dude, you missed the show. This was crazy.
he was tuned in earlier. In fact, he's
Was
probably
he
about to
really?
comment and tell us that he's watching right now.
Come on, Alan.
You know,
Tell us how you feel about this.
the Allen experience. I'm is on YouTube. I'm sure he's watching. Jen, we see you rooting for Chris and Hunter Wilson for Blasi also. You know, Corey Crow tuned in. He's known for texting and driving. Racing, that is. But anyway, folks, we're back to do it again. Coming to green with 7 to go. An iRacing pace car does what it does best. Turn down pit road through the restart zone. Green flag is out. 7 laps remaining here in Daytona.
Eric Kohlhaas leads. Austin Smith right beside him. Like, actually right beside him. Let's see what happens here. Because we got both lines. I'm pretty sure both lines are going to stay like this. Like a bunch of cars on the outside, a bunch of cars on the inside. Kinsley Smith is who I'm focused on most. I want to see if he's going to make any aggressive moves to try and get up there to the front of his pack.
At this
Andrew
point, it's
Teff
go time.
Might not. Yeah, Andrew Teff is probably going to make some moves to try to move up to the front of his pack as well.
Now, it would be fitting if the 98 Andrew Teft could win this race. This guy does a lot of behind-the-scenes work to make all these things go around. He coordinates with us to get these events covered and other teams when needed. You know, he puts in a lot of work, and I haven't seen him win a race yet. So, winning here would be huge for him. And
DJ Daniel
deserves.
Trying to make it 3 wide. He is making it 3 wide. Kinsley Smith on the outside. Marconi in the middle. Wow, they've been able to hold it very steadily here. This is some incredible driving we're seeing right now. 6 laps to go.
I wouldn't expect anything less from Greg McConey as he's going to get boxed in, kind of in the bear cage.
Wow.
Kinsley Smith going to slide up to the highest side right there with, as you mentioned, coming to 5 to go.
Yeah, now
Austin
he's right
Smith
behind,
out front.
Yeah, he was right behind Teff, but now Andrew Teff slides down the inside.
Oh, big block right there by Austin Smith.
Austin Smith going to block him. Drew Blaze has clean air right now, sort of. Nope. Yeah, Smith is going on the defensive right now. Teft and Blaze going on the offensive. Kinsley Smith definitely going on the offensive.
I mean, the question is do we get to that white flag? We have 3 attempts at a green-white checker.
Smith is super aggressive. Up, down, blocking like crazy.
He doesn't have a choice. Right there, he's going to absolutely cut off number 1 at Drew Blaze. Blaze had an opportunity to turn down the track.
DJ Daniel got extremely loose, was shaking for about 100 feet. And Kinsley Smith almost went down on the bottom of him right here.
Him and DJ Daniel are both looking for that spot, and only one could take it, so Kinsley Smith wisely chose to stay on the high side. Otherwise, that would have been another wreck.
He can make his move right now.
Someone needs to do something, as Drew Blaze is just locked to that bumper, the 23. I spoke too soon. And Smith could possibly slide down, but I'm thinking maybe he's not so comfortable with that low lane right there, or he's waiting for the momentum to come from that low lane. So it's 3 laps to go. I mean, we got 2 minutes of racing here at 44-second laps, and we've only got to make 2 more laps before it's official here.
It's the crazy part. 44 minutes is crazy. Or 44 seconds. It's crazy.
And I think this inside lane is going to start building some momentum here in just a minute.
You can see they are already. They need to hurry up and get a lot of momentum now as the number 9 slings itself down the inside lane.
Metler trying to make his name known. Gets a little bit, it's a little bit loose. The high side gets a little bit loose. Now it's just a gaggle of machines right here.
2 laps remain.
to go. Sorry,
Yeah,
Sam.
inside
It's
the
too exciting. Oh, there
whoa.
it is.
DJ Daniels slams into somebody else. Hold on. Everybody's good.
No
They
way.
may slow down, but they're still good. Still green, still green, still green, still green.
Oh, he's
Oh, they're
sideways.
gonna
They're
have
going to
to
have
throw
to
it. They're gonna
call
have
it.
to throw it. They're gonna have to throw it.
It's not over yet, folks. We're going to get a green-white checker.
Yeah, this is gonna be our first of 3 GCWs or GWCs. No, I don't know why I said GCW.
Acronyms.
GWCs, my bad.
And then look at this. Brandon Honeycutt just way
Ooh,
off track,
bounced over
airborne.
the
See, that's what
grass.
happens. He has nowhere to go, no control, and that gaggle of other machines.
Yeah, 2 cars were already hard in the wall of each other, and
Yeah,
then
so
these 2 behind them was trying to avoid it, got caught up with another car, slammed into the outside wall, and those 2 that were stuck together just hit them.
yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna do here? I think that's Christopher Muse.
I gotta note it. I gotta note that.
And try to watch it one more time here. That's from the green flag for some reason. No, I'm not Christopher Muse. But just chaos.
You know,
The guy's
Alan, I saw his comment now. He's saying he was watching from Luke's Bryan's 32 Bridge Food and Drink in Nashville, Tennessee. Luke's bar is a pretty cool place. One of my favorite places to go.
I certainly have not been there.
You need to come to Nashville. Need to. Must. It's required.
Nashville would be a neat time. Maybe that could be you know, the second
The new Miami.
SRM travel event. I
Go
think
ahead
this
and
time we're
replace
gonna.
Miami.
No, not definitely not. I think we're gonna open it up this time. Maybe invite some league admins to come as well. Really make this a party. Something I would like to do, maybe in coordination with Racers Elite, is set up an actual booth when we're down there. You know, bring a couple PCs down, 3-man booth, strong webcam.
Get a hold of honestly, I could do that. My setup literally is made to be picked up and moved literally anywhere in the country or even across seasons. I've shown you before.
Yeah, I think that would no, I think that would be really interesting. We got a full field, full in picture, in room booth. That'd just be an outstanding show, once a year special event. I think that'd be a fun time.
Might be able to invite some IRL NASCAR drivers. Maybe. I have some connections.
We're aware.
Diego Rodriguez in the chat is saying, "Let's go, Noah. You got this."
So just a little more calm before the storm. So place your bets. Do we get around to the white flag here?
See, most people right now are placing bets on drivers. I'm placing my bet on. There's going to be 3. We're going to max out our green, white, checkered finishers. That's my bet. That's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to max our green, white, checkered allowance.
Well, Austin Smith certainly wanted to see the white flag because he was blocking aggressively for 8 laps in a row, and it worked. I've never seen that before in my life. I've never seen someone stay out front at Daytona blocking 2 lanes coming in a hurry, and he pulled it off.
Off cough 2021 Daytona 500. I'm going to just leave that there.
And so let's look at Drew Blaze, who's up 18 positions. We've seen him up front. Kinsley Smith, we know he can win from anywhere. Noah Hamilton, and of course, Mr. Where Did He Come From? I don't understand how he does it. Matt Metler is always there at super speedways. You know, he'll be the first person to tell you that he's a struggling race car driver, but when it comes to super speedways, he's got a bit of a knack for him. He just always finds himself in the right place to be. You can't count out DJ Daniel. Anybody in the top 10 can win this race, I think. Anybody.
Let's see here. This race started at what time? EST? 9:30?
About 9:35. Got an hour and 40 minutes in on the race time here.
Yeah, and it is currently yeah, it's almost 11:30.
These East Coast drivers are exhausted. The Midwest
Yeah.
guys, doing your day
Yeah,
job.
Midwest guys are like just finished dinner right before they started this race. They're probably still chilling.
And these races will wear you out, man. Especially when you're close quarters racing. This will exhaust you. So this could be the last time we call the green flag, folks. Thanks for being here. We love you guys. Without y'all, we wouldn't be here. We do this for entertainment and for the drivers, the fans, and the families. So if you take your attention to the front of the pack, Austin Smith and Drew Blaze, side by side, calling each other's bluff as they're coming into the restart zone. Austin Smith on the throttle, no wheel spin for either party.
Smith and Smith right behind each other, front and back, 23 and 15. I got Drew Blaze right behind right beside Kinsley Smith, sorry, in third here. We are headed into turn number 2, then the backstretch.
Now only about a mile and a half to go here. Kinsley Smith aggressive.
Oh, there he is.
There it is.
Got
Sideways
turned.
in front of the whole
The
field.
big one at Daytona. The big one has happened. We're to have our second green-white checkered.
And look who got through.
Matt Mettler. And guess who survived?
And
Austin Smith.
Austin Smith.
He was just in front enough to like have nothing happen to him. But guess who is in 6th and is really good at moving up places? Braxton Barrett. Card is still on the table for everybody in the top 10 because you have no idea what's going to happen. Yeah, Kinsley Smith got really loose coming out of the turn and just turned himself into the number 9, and that collected Drew Blaze, who was right beside him.
And so, I mean, it seemed like he got an untimely push and got sandwiched. And that's what really caused that mess to happen. So there he is. There's that other 9 right there, which gosh, I'm not sure who it is right now. But he kind of gets him turned. The 9 gets turned, and then it's just, chaos.
The other one.
Okay, so it is Noah Hamilton driving that 9. That's what I thought it was. So Noah Hamilton's going to get into the back of Kinsley Smith. And you'll see it right here. We'll go from the in-car view. He's come down tons of speed here. He lets out of the throttle.
Yeah.
And just big run. It just kind of taps him. Has to stay in it. But there's nowhere for Smith to go. And everybody else. And Mettler sneaks by right there. And then just you're along for the ride. Eighth caution of the night. We're not done. Overtime. ×2. And this is a good event.
Look, I told you, John. We're gonna use up our green-white checkered allowance.
Well, we haven't got there yet. We still got one more opportunity at this.
I know, but I'm just saying. I'm just calling the future.
I think Drew Blaze might have dropped.
Yeah, I think he did. Look, if I was involved in the incident, what is he doing? Wait. Did they call it?
I'm seeing the race is called. I saw we had 3 green-white checkers, and Austin Smith is the race winner.
Huh. I gotta change the notes completely here, because I've been... Wait, what?
This has been a news to us, folks. Sorry about that. We were shown up to 3 green-white checkers on this one. and something must have changed on us last moment that we were not privy to. Austin Smith is your winner. Blaze P2. Matt Metler sneaks in P3, and you can see Smith just kind of trying to ride that pace car all the way down the white flag to victory. He blocks and hangs on to first for 7 laps. 2 green white checkers. Survives. He's gonna win the money. He called it early. Says he wants to get that money, and he sure
He
does.
got it. He definitely got it. All right.
Congratulations, Austin Smith.
He earned it. That blocking helped him. Burning it down.
I mean, I would too. Just look at him go. We're gonna give these
Yeah.
drivers a couple minutes to get into the waiting room.
Are
Looking
you
for
able to
Chris
move him from the
Blaze.
waiting room?
I can. I do have the ability to
Okay.
do that there. So we're gonna wait on Austin Smith. Matt Metler's already standing by. Waiting on Chris Blaze if he will be available. If Chris Blaze is not available, it might be worth going down the line to talk to Michael Smith. The problem is I don't know which one to bring because there are 2 Michael Smiths. One's a junior, one's
Michael
not.
Smith Jr.
You're right, but it's
Michael
not what it
Smith
says
Jr.
in the voice chat.
Oh, really?
It's just Michael Smith.
Hmm.
All right, trying to get in contact with our race winner. I'm certain he'll be here in just a couple moments. Again, we have Matt Metler standing by, still waiting on Chris Blaze.
You should let me do. Oh,
And now, joining us now, driver called a shot, said he's going to get the money pre-race, gets the money. Austin Smith, how did you hold off those lanes for 7 laps and 2 green-white checkers?
I don't know, man. That was a wild finish. I was just doing a whole lot of rearview mirror driving, just trying to block each lane. I got a shout out to I think it was Drew. Man, he was kind of sticking with me on those last like 7 laps, and he was pushing me really well and didn't really leave me to dry. So shout out to him. You know, I couldn't have done it, without any help like that. So, well, let's go. We got that money.
Oh yeah, just incredible. And it's great to see. Y'all put on an excellent show, and it was fun watching this field. Just go for it. It's a little different than a league race. The intensity is higher, the aggressiveness level is there. Once again, congratulations. Awesome to hear. Anyone else you want to mention? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I just need to mention my family. Super, super cool experience to be able to be out on the track with, my brother and my dad. We were all lined up together at one point on the track. So that's just pretty awesome, and I'll always cherish that. So shout out to them, and then, shout out to my team, Midwest Motorsports, for always helping and pushing, and it was fun. So, and thank you guys for putting on such a great show.
We appreciate it. That great words. Friends, family. That's such a big deal, and as a driver, it definitely feels good when those guys are out here. So, Austin, again, congratulations from us, the rest of Racers Elite, the entire SRM crew. Can't wait to see you out there again for another event.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, we'll see you. Sam, it's going to be your turn to talk with Mr. I don't know how he does it on super speedways, but Matt Metler now joins the booth with you.
How about that, man? Let's go, dude.
oh yeah. You did 25 spots. It's absolutely insane. Had that little incident earlier, like I think mid race, and then you just kind of were like, it is what it is, and then made your way back up all the way up into third for the finish. So yeah, talk us through honestly just the entire race. Just sum it up.
That race was wild. So here's the funny part: first time ever doing a money race ever in my life, and somehow I come home in the money. But I got to thank my teammate DJ Daniel, the '96, the pole sitter tonight. He's really the guy that's helped me really improve my plate racing, just the way I perform out here. That race was dicey. It was intense at times. I don't know if you guys seen that one wreck that happened right in front of me when I locked the tires up. I should have been in it, and I would have had to use a fast repair right there, but came out the other side unscathed. My race suit is definitely a different story. That needs to go to the dry cleaners.
Code Brown.
Code Brown, yeah, there was a lot of them tonight, but you know how these plate races are, man. You got to get lucky, and some nights, you're just on the money, you're on the ball, and you can make moves, and you're guessing. I mean, I don't know any of these guys in here other than the 96. I don't know how they race. I don't know, anything really about them. So I'm the new guy coming in here, and it just seemed to work out at the end of the day. Probably because Jonathan Leach is in the broadcast booth, and anytime he's up there is when I drive my best. I'm not kidding you. There is a pattern.
Well, it's only at super
That's
speedways.
interesting.
Only at super speedways, but
And
those require no skill anyhow, right?
that's wrong though. And I brought that up when we were talking about it. You almost were in this booth, but instead you're in the money. So congratulations, for being in the money, finishing P3. It was a little lackluster at the end. We were expecting a third green white checkered with the information that we were passed, and it ended up being 2. Was that a surprise to everybody in the field?
I happened to look up in the corner, left-hand corner, and I seen it. And then as I saw it, somebody else keyed up, and then it was like a huge shocker. So, no, we really were anticipating 3, and that's why I came down pit road and pitted again late, because I was like, well, if this goes for 3 green-white checkers, I want to make sure I got enough juice in the box. And that final restart there, I was like, I'm not lifting. And I got a great restart there, and I think the guy I was pushing was getting ready to bump draft somebody when I got close to him, and I got him arrow loosened, and he saved it, and then he lost it the second time. And then I remember from MRL, or Midday Racing Lead, Matt Sizzler did something similar, and he won the race in the grass. So I just hooked it hard down to the bottom, and when I came out the other side, I was losing my mind. I was like, how the heck did I come in third place? So, man, I'll take it. I'm amped up. And see, Jonathan, there was a reason I was on the racetrack tonight, man.
That's all right. I had a great partner with. Sorry, Sam. You can see Sam and I aren't very rehearsed together.
Sounded great.
How do you know? You're supposed to be racing.
Yeah.
I listened to the broadcast. Come on.
Well, Matt, the floor is yours. Go ahead and thank whoever you need to thank before we let you go.
Oh, man, I haven't done this in so long since the All-Star race last year. I want to thank DJ Daniel, Whitehead Racing, partnering back up with SRM again. I think the first time I was interviewed, I think it was you. So here we are again. So maybe there's a method to the madness. And obviously you guys for putting on a great show always. And I'll probably forget about it and remember it when I wake up tomorrow and have a big grin on my face all weekend.
Awesome. Well, Matt, thanks for being a part of the show. And thanks for the words. And we will talk to you next time. Racers Elite does a lot of these. And you should always tune in and be a part of it.
Absolutely. Well, oh, Andrew. How can I forget about Andrew for putting this on? So where are my manners? All right.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, so it was a surprise to the drivers, just like it was a surprise to us. Just a weird iRacing incident caused to be 2, not 3 green-white checkers. As Matt said, I can't reiterate enough. Thank you, Andrew Teff, for putting on excellent racing, an excellent league, and for being an excellent partner to SRM. He messaged and let us know the top 3 are official. Austin Smith, Drew Blaze, and Matt Metler. The top 3 is official. We don't have information yet on the random prize winner. I'm not sure if we're going to get that information in time. But we're going to go through the results, see if we do get it, and if we do, we will let you folks know. So just what a night. What a race. It's kind of fitting somewhat that it ends under caution with all the chaos. A complete change up from how the race was going and building. You know, it leaves you wanting more and wanting to do this again. So the top three, we know about them. Michael Smith Jr. is fourth. Fifth is Christopher Muse, Braxton Barrett, Alex Teft, Noah Hamilton, Andrew Teft, Michael Smith, and Kinsley Smith. There's a lot of Smiths in this field. 4 Smiths. Just want to bring that up. Ira Kohlhaas is 12th. Greg McConey finishes 13th. DJ Daniels 14th. Truth Hoke 15th. Dennis Kane is the first car, 1 lap down. Kirby Wainscott's a lap down. Casey Gross in 18th is 2 laps down. Chris Blassie is a couple laps down in 19th. 20th is Paul Shaw. He had that hellacious wreck that we saw earlier. Johnny Thunders, Brandon Honeycutt, rough night for him. Edward Sexton, Diego Rodriguez, another driver with a rough night. Rodriguez couldn't stay out of anything. Joshua Neal in the 82, we saw him get absolutely cooked on the backstretch. Brandon Puffenbarger is 26. Mike Fahey, Spencer Hainman, Marshall Harris, and Adam Glatefelter. Those 2 guys, 28th, 29th, 30th. Race control, helping admin the event to make sure that it goes super well. Still no word on the final prize for the top 4, but you know, we can't thank you guys enough for participating, being a part of this event, family, friends, watching this event late, especially if you're on the East Coast. Sam, what are your final thoughts?
Well, I just want to say, Racers Elite knows how to put on a show. That is my final thoughts. They know how to put on a show, and it was absolutely fun.
Yeah, it really was an amazing event, and super glad to be a part of it. So, with that being said, there's only one more thing to do, folks. Tony Trapasso said it best. Late, great man who lived and breathed SRM and iRacing and auto racing. Folks, as you walk through life, please do not play in traffic, and definitely not at Daytona. Good night, everybody.